Endocrine system. Endocrinology. There are present many glands in our body that are endocrine. For example, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, pancreas. These secrete different types of hormones. Hormones are divided into two types: lipid soluble hormones and water soluble hormones. Lipid soluble hormones are also called steroid hormones. Okay, I want to discuss about some terms before introducing about glands. There is use one term. This is called endocrine. Second is exocrine, paracrine, and autocrine. What is endocrine? For example, this is thyroid gland. The secretions of thyroid gland are directly secreted inside blood vessel. Okay, here is present blood vessel. If any gland secretes its secretion directly into the blood vessel, this is called endocrine gland, or this secretion is called endocrine secretion. If one gland secretes its secretion inside a duct, for example, pancreas, the exocrine component of pancreas produce secretion of pancreatic juice, and that contains the different types of enzymes. These are secreted inside pancreatic duct. This is called exocrine secretion. And when any type of secretion is produced by some cells and that is secreted inside blood vessel, and that hormones or molecules move via blood vessel and move from one part of body to other part of body, then activate a specific type of receptors. These are called endocrine secretions. Endocrine secretions are produced by endocrine glands, and these molecules or these hormones enter inside bloodstream and from one point move via bloodstream to a far away point and then act on that specific receptor and produce a biological response. These are endocrine secretions. Exocrine secretions are secreted inside ducts, not inside blood vessels, and these secretions mostly are secreted outside the body. For example, salivary glands. These salivary glands produce saliva, and this saliva enters inside oral cavity and then moves via GIT and digests food and produces its response. But endocrine secretions are present inside blood vessels. Next, there are two terms: paracrine and autocrine. For example, in some part of body, for example, there are these 6 cells: cell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. If for example cell number 1 produce its one hormone or its factor, and that factor moves via interstitial space between cells, space is called interstitial space, and this fluid is called interstitial fluid. If the secretion of cell number 1 is moving via interstitial fluid and is acting, for example, cell number 3 or cell number 4, this is called paracrine secretion. Para means near or beside, crine means secretion. Para means near or beside, crine means secretion. It means from if cell number 1 is secreting any substance, any hormone, it is acting on cell number, for example, here is cell number 4, and producing its response. This is called paracrine secretion. Next, autocrine secretion. If cell number 1 produce one hormone and that again acts on same cell, this is called autocrine secretion. Auto means same, on the same cell. The receptors of a hormone or factor are present on the same cell. These are autocrine secretion. If the receptors are present on the other cell but hormone or factor is not moving inside blood vessel and it is present inside interstitial fluid and move from one point to other point via interstitial space, this is called paracrine secretion. If one hormone is entering inside blood vessel and via blood vessel it is going to a far point where it has its receptor and having its action, this is called endocrine secretion. If any type of secretion is secreted inside a duct, this is called exocrine secretion. Okay. Next, the master gland of our body is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus produce specific types of releasing hormones, and Inhibiting hormones, these hormones act on pituitary gland and then pituitary gland produce its hormone. These hormones have their receptors on different target glands. For example, this is structure of hypothalamus, and here is present pituitary stalk, posterior pituitary and anterior pituitary. Posterior pituitary is smaller in size and anterior pituitary is bigger in size. This is anterior pituitary. Anterior pituitary is also called adenohypophysis. Posterior pituitary is also known as neurohypophysis, and this is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is component of diencephalon. Inside hypothalamus there are some nuclei which produce some hormones. These hormones move from hypothalamus to anterior pituitary via a portal system that is called hypothalamic hypophyseal portal system. It is a network of blood vessels. Okay, the hormones produced from hypothalamus are growth hormone, releasing hormone, growth hormone, inhibiting hormone, gonadotropic releasing hormone, thyrotropic releasing hormone, corticotropic releasing hormone, and prolactin inhibiting factor PIF. Yeah, prolactin inhibiting hormone. These 6 hormones are produced from hypothalamus, and these hormones enter inside a portal blood vascular system, and via these blood vessels they move from hypothalamus and act on their receptors on the surface of anterior pituitary gland and produce their specific response. These 6 hormones are produced from hypothalamus: growth hormone releasing hormone, growth hormone inhibiting hormone, gonadotropic releasing hormone, thyrotropic releasing hormone, corticotropic releasing hormone, and prolactin inhibiting factor. It is also called dopamine because this is dopamine molecule that is called prolactin inhibiting factor. These molecules are produced from hypothalamus and act on anterior pituitary. Inside anterior pituitary there are some trophic cells. When these hormones act on their specific site, and then these cells produce their hormones, and these hormones then act on their target receptors, on their target organ. For example, this area is called somatotroph. Somatotroph. And the cells that are present in this area are called somatotrophs. Growth hormone releasing hormone and growth hormone inhibiting hormone. These two hormones act on growth hormone releasing hormone and growth hormone inhibiting hormone. These both hormones act on somatotrophs. Growth hormone releasing hormone stimulates somatotroph, and in the response of growth hormone releasing hormone, somatotrophs produce growth hormone. If growth hormone inhibiting hormone is acting on somatotrophs, in this response somatotrophs don't secrete any type of growth hormone. Growth hormone inhibiting hormone is also called somatostatin. Somatostatin inhibit the secretion of growth hormone. For example, here is coming growth hormone, and when it acts on somatotrophs, it produces positive response and growth hormone is secreted. When growth hormone inhibiting hormone is coming, it inhibits these somatotrophs and no growth hormone is produced. Next, gonadotropic releasing hormone. Gonadotropic releasing hormone acts on these cells. These cells are called gonadotrophs. Gonadotrophs. When gonadotropic releasing hormone acts on gonadotrophs, these gonadotrophs are stimulated, and these gonadotrophs then produce FSH and LH. FSH means follicle stimulating hormone and LH means luteinizing hormone. This is the response of gonadotropic releasing hormone. Next, thyrotropic releasing hormone. Thyrotropic releasing hormone acts on thyrotrophs. 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 When thyrotropic releasing hormone acts on thyrotrophs, in the response of this hormone, thyrotrophs produce TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. Next, here are present corticotrophs. These cells are called corticotrophs. On corticotrophs,